In the heart of Maplewood, a small suburban town, residents often found themselves in the presence of an unexpected local celebrity. A pigeon named Percy. Percy was no ordinary pigeon. He was known for his unusual habit of pooping exclusively on black people. Before we dive into this incredible story, comment below where you're watching from. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the story. Now let's get started. It all started one sunny afternoon when Mrs. Jenkins, a sweet elderly woman who lived down the street, took her daily stroll through the park. As she sat down on a bench to rest, a pigeon swooped down and plopped right onto her lap. She chuckled, brushing the droppings off her dress. "Oh, you silly bird," she exclaimed, unaware that this was just the beginning. Word spread quickly throughout the neighborhood, and Percy became a notorious figure. People began to notice the pattern. Every time Percy perched himself on a tree or ledge, he would aim for individuals with dark skin. The phenomenon quickly turned from an amusing anecdote to a local legend, sparking both laughter and concern. As more residents reported similar encounters, local news outlets picked up the story. "Racist pigeon causes uproar in Maplewood," read the headlines. News anchors laughed about the pigeon's bizarre behavior, while others expressed outrage. Social media exploded with memes, hashtags, and discussions about the ridiculousness of the situation. But when Percy's antics caught the attention of the Maplewood Bird Rehabilitation Center, they knew they had to intervene. The center's director, Dr. Elena Morales, was determined to uncover the truth behind Percy's behavior. "We can't just let this go on," she declared, shaking her head at the latest reports. "This pigeon needs help." Dr. Morales and her team of avian specialists set a date to capture Percy and bring him in for evaluation. They devised a plan, using corn as bait. On the day of the operation, the team arrived at the park with a trap, ready to set things right. After several hours of waiting, Percy finally showed up, strutting along the sidewalk with an air of confidence. It took mere moments for the team to spring into action. As Percy waddled over to the corn, they swiftly closed the trap. The pigeon flapped and squawked in protest, but there was no escaping this time. Once safely inside the center, the team began their evaluation. Dr. Morales and her assistant, Jenna, carefully examined Percy's behavior. They took notes, performed tests, and observed him in various environments. But no matter what they did, Percy seemed unfazed, continuing to act as if he owned the place. "What could possibly cause this behavior?" Jenna mused aloud. "Is it a learned behavior? Or is there something deeper?" As they tried to figure out Percy's odd tendencies, they decided to analyze his diet and health. Maybe there was a physical reason behind his prejudice. They tested everything from his droppings to his feathers, hoping to find a clue. Days turned into weeks, and during that time, Percy became a beloved figure at the rehab center. Staff and volunteers cared for him, providing fresh food, shelter, and plenty of attention. But no one could shake the mystery of his selective pooping. One afternoon, Dr. Morales sat down with her team to discuss their findings. "We've ruled out health issues and genetic predispositions," she announced. "The only explanation left is environmental or psychological. Perhaps he associates certain people with past experiences." Just then, Jenna had a light bulb moment. "What if we set up a controlled experiment? Maybe we can expose him to different people and see how he reacts." Dr. Morales nodded in agreement, excited about the new plan. They decided to bring in a diverse group of people to interact with Percy, hoping to gauge his responses. Over the next week, they arranged for individuals of various ethnicities to come to the center and observe how Percy behaved around them. The first few days showed no sign of change. Percy remained aloof, even indifferent. But one day, something unexpected happened. They brought in a young black man named Malik, a kind and gentle soul who had volunteered to help with the experiments. As Malik approached the cage, Percy perked up, eyeing him with what seemed like curiosity. Malik chuckled as he leaned closer to the cage. "What's up, buddy? You can't scare me," he said playfully. To everyone's astonishment, Percy flapped his wings excitedly, making a fuss, as if he was trying to communicate. Intrigued, Dr. Morales and Jenna decided to take it a step further. They placed Malik in a separate enclosure with Percy, allowing them to interact more directly. As they watched, Malik offered some corn, and the pigeon cautiously approached, eating from his hand. The tension in the room melted away, and soon they were all laughing at the unexpected camaraderie forming between the two. Over the next few days, they repeated the process, introducing more diverse individuals. To their surprise, Percy began to change. He became friendlier, more engaged with each visitor. Each time a new person came in, Percy's defenses dropped a little more. Then came the moment of revelation. On the final day of their experiment, Dr. Morales and her team gathered to watch as Malik returned for one last visit. As he stepped inside the enclosure, something incredible happened. Percy hopped up onto Malik's shoulder, cooing softly as if they had known each other forever. Malik laughed, his eyes lighting up with joy. "See? I told you we could be friends," he said, stroking Percy's feathers gently. The pigeon nuzzled against Malik's neck, a striking image that captured the moment's essence. Dr. Morales took a step back, her heart swelling with hope. "It seems Percy was simply responding to his environment," she explained to her team. He had only ever interacted with people who expressed fear or negativity toward him. Once he was shown kindness and acceptance, his behavior changed completely. Malik smiled, his eyes filled with warmth. "This just goes to show that love and kindness can break down any barriers," he said, looking at the team. "No matter how ingrained prejudice might seem, it can always be challenged." With that realization, they decided to host a community event, inviting everyone in Maplewood to celebrate Percy's transformation. They decorated the center with colorful banners, organized games, and offered delicious food. The event aimed to foster unity and understanding among the residents. On the day of the event, people from all walks of life filled the center. Laughter and music echoed as children played games, families shared meals, and friendships blossomed. As the sun began to set, everyone gathered around the enclosure where Percy was being showcased. Malik stood beside Dr. Morales, explaining Percy's story to the crowd. "This pigeon taught us a valuable lesson," he began, his voice strong. "We can overcome hate and ignorance through understanding and love. Look how far he's come. He's just like us." The crowd erupted in applause as Percy preened his feathers, basking in the attention. No longer a racist pigeon, he was now a symbol of hope and healing, uniting people through the shared experience of acceptance. As the event came to a close, people lingered, exchanging stories, laughter, and love. Percy had transformed from a bird of prejudice into a beacon of friendship, demonstrating that compassion could bridge the deepest divides. Later that evening, as the crowd dispersed, Malik approached Dr. Morales, a smile on his face. "I'm glad I could be a part of this," he said. "It's incredible how a little kindness can change everything." Dr. Morales nodded, her heart full. "Thank you for being a part of Percy's journey," she replied. "You helped show everyone that even the smallest creatures can teach us the biggest lessons." As Malik left the center, he glanced back at Percy, now comfortably nestled in his new home. The pigeon cooed softly as if bidding him farewell, and Malik knew this was just the beginning of many friendships yet to come. In Maplewood, Percy had learned to embrace love over prejudice, proving that no matter the differences, everyone could find common ground, over a shared experience, a moment of kindness, or even a pigeon's newfound appreciation for friendship. If you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I put a lot of love and care into telling these important stories, and your support means the world to me. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Have a blessed day.